Speaking of geoengineering, Michael in Culver City, California. Hey, Michael, what's on your mind today?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for taking my call. The 45-minute wait was worth it. I love your program.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to add a little bit to the climate change conversations that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems to me that there is an absence, of course, on the mainstream media, and also I'm not finding it on your show about other factors involved in climate change, such as, I don't know if this is a verboten conversation or not, but geoengineering.
Actually, the last IPCC report suggested that we should seriously start considering geoengineering. There are a lot of people who are very freaked out about that, and I count myself as one of them, because I think when you start viewing the planet as a machine and thinking that you understand all the various complex pieces of it and how they're going to interact, you are making a huge mistake. I think it's, like in a small way, we've discovered this by, for example, the use of antibiotics, the overuse of antibiotics in our food crops, or the use of genetically modified organisms. One of the big geoengineering suggestions that was really, really hot 5 years ago was pouring ocean filings into the ocean. Iron filings. Because what iron does is it speeds up the growth rate of algae. And the more algae grows, the more it absorbs carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and then settles to the bottom of the ocean and ultimately rots and becomes frozen methane that hopefully will not be liberated for lots and lots of years. But the problem they discovered is that when they do that it alters the chemistry of the ocean in ways that are inhospitable to other kinds of life, and even ultimately to the algae itself, and it just screws everything up. I mean, it starts a chain of causation. Another one is the idea of adding titanium dioxide to jet fuel, so that right now when a jet flies, at a fair, where it's below zero, up 20, 30,000 feet. In fact, it's 30, 40 degrees below zero. The principal exhaust component of jet fuel is water vapor, because you're burning carbon in the form of jet fuel. It's carbohydrates. It has carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and so jet fuel is carbon dioxide. You get the carbon and oxygen out in the form of carbon dioxide, and you get the hydrogen and oxygen out from the carbohydrates in the form of H2O, water. So that's the principal exhaust from jet fuel. Well, the water vapor freezes, and you see these crystalline vapor trails from the jets that last for a day or two until the crystals evaporate into the air around them. And so they suggested, well, let's put a little titanium dioxide. This is the white stuff that is used as the coloring for everything from Jordan almonds to high-end Jordan almonds to toothpastes to I don't know, sunscreen or something. And so they said, let's put titanium dioxide in the jet fuel in just very small quantities, so that those vapor trails will just stay there for weeks, months, years before that stuff finally precipitates out. And in the meantime, it'll increase the albedo of the Earth. It'll increase the reflectivity of the upper atmosphere. And but then there's like all kinds of unintended consequences to that. Not to mention the cost of getting that titanium up there. So, do you know of a geoengineering other than those two? Those are the big ones that I've seen.
No, and this is why I love your show. You've got so much knowledge, and you're reasonable in your presentations. And Ralph Nader is another one that I really like. Let's just jump right to the point. Then maybe it's an ontological question. That first of all, is the Earth a living planet, and are we to play God in solving the problems that we've caused, or are we to get back to natural law and not mess things up worse than they are?
I think the world is a living organism, and right down to the rocks and the rivers. There's an amazing video called "How Wolves Change Rivers." It's over at YouTube. You can see it for free, and it is. And they reintroduced wolves to the Yellowstone, and the wolves changed. They reduced the they reduced the ruminants and the small prey animals, and which literally changed the kind of fauna, the kind of flora, the kind of vegetation. And so the fielded areas that were being overgrazed by the elk and things, the elk that were being eaten by the wolves, these fields turned back into shrubs and small forests and held water so much better and more effectively. And the runoff changed in such a ways that it literally changed the course of a river and created a wildly more diverse and healthy ecosystem simply by reintroducing the top predator. It's like it's incredible. I mean, the Earth is a living organism, right down to the rivers and the rocks.
The other two things I wanted to mention were, besides geoengineering, is I do my best at researching topics and studying at the library, online, and things. But there's other factors that I think may be involved in climate change, such as the U.S. Air Force's goal to control the weather. And it's not just the United States. Other countries may be involved in that agenda.
China did that before the Olympics, east of Beijing, if you'll recall. They did the experiments a week or two before the Olympics, where they were seeding clouds with potassium iodide, and then they actually seeded the clouds in the week of the Olympics, if my recollection is correct, so that the precipitation, the moisture in the clouds would rain out before it got to Beijing, so there was no possibility of raining on the. But it's fairly small scale weather control, but we've been doing that for 50 years in the United States to do things like put out forest fires. Yeah.
And the other thing is HARP. It's an acronym for high. Anyway, there's a lot of reports on other types of science, kind of, I'll call it, mad science,
Well, the HARP array, here's the deal. At the higher the frequency of electromagnetic radiation, the less penetrating power it has. So when you get into the gigahertz range, the microwave range, it won't penetrate the wall of a microwave oven. Radio frequency energy is kind of mid-range. In order to be able to penetrate the oceans, you have to have extremely low frequency energy. It has to be below 100 or 200 hertz, whereas a microwave is billions of hertz, 2 gigahertz. And so these giant arrays are to communicate with satellites. What effect they're having on biological systems, I think the jury's still out.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Visit ThomHartmann.com for audio and video archives.
And that's one of the problems. It's fueling a lot of speculation and, frankly, paranoia because the military is not sharing their information with us, so we don't really know. I don't know if it has anything to do with weather, though.